To find the confidence interval, you need to use the formula x bar minus the margin of error is less than mu is less than x bar plus the margin of error, where the margin of error formula is this here, z sub alpha over 2 times sigma, the population standard deviation, over the square root of n. So let's look at an example. A simple random sample of cars braking distance has been done. There's a sample size of n equaling 32 with a mean of 137 feet and a population standard deviation of 7 feet. We are going to construct a 95% confidence interval to estimate the true population mean. So when trying to do this, you need to figure out a couple things. First, we're going to figure out how many are in our sample. How big is our sample? Well, we know that n equals 32. And we do know that our population standard deviation, since it's given to us, we know that it is 7. And we have our sample mean, which is 137. We also know that we have a confidence level, a C level, of 0.95. And now that we have all this, we can start working on getting our confidence interval. And we have to start with the margin of error. So we need to find Z alpha over 2. So we need to find what Z alpha over 2 is. So what is alpha over 2? Alpha over 2 is just 1 minus 0.95 divided by 2, which is going to give us 0.025. So Z alpha over 2, we need to find Z.025. And I'll make that a little bit more obvious. That's just an arrow. So what is our critical value? Well, easiest way to do it is to go into our z-score chart, and we're going to go into the negative chart here. And we're going to look for the closest thing to 0.025. And looking for 0.025, we actually have one that is exactly like it. Right here, 0.0250. And that's going to end up being 1.9 and 6. So even though it's negative, we just disregard the negative. Our critical value is going to be 1.96. 1.96. So there is our critical value, and now we just do the 1.96 times the margin of error, or the standard deviation, over the square root of n. So margin of error is going to be 1.96 times 7 over the square root of 32. And we just do the arithmetic here, and we're going to end up getting to 3 decimal places, 2.425. So there's our margin of error, and now we're going to add that to our x bar, and then we're going to subtract that to our x bar to get the confidence interval. So 137 minus 2.425 is less than mu. It's less than 137 plus 2.425. And we subtract and add the two numbers together. We're going to end up getting 134 point, now I'll round it to 1 decimal place 6, less than mu. And then add these two, and we're going to get 139.4. So our 95% confidence interval, 134.6 to 139.4. So we are 95% confident that the true population mean is between 134.6 and 139.4 feet.